In our hood tonight. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the WFCU Center, the host venue of tonight's NBL Canada clash between the Halifax Hurricanes and the Windsor Express. I am Brett Hedges alongside my co-host Mitch Kobe K, and tonight we'll have the pleasure of commentating this fantastic basketball game featuring arguably the top team in the league in Halifax. And Mitch, last night the Windsor Express beat the Moncton Miracles 100-94 to keep their record at 19-16, but a far taller task tonight in the Halifax Hurricanes.
We welcome in the 24-9 Halifax Hurricanes, who currently own the NBL's second best offense, scoring almost 109 points per game, and the NBL's second best defense, allowing opposing teams to score just over 101 points per game. So this puts them at a plus 7.7. That means there's no close games here. They're going to outright beat you, and one of the ways that they're getting it done is from the field. They currently own the NBL's best field goal percentage at 47. They are shooting the three ball at 37% and the free throw at 77%. So this team, ultra efficient. They give you just over 9 steals per game. Like I said, great on both sides of the ball. I expect a war tonight.
Absolutely. They've been leaving a path of destruction everywhere they have gone this year. 24-9, like you said, the NBL Canada's best record. And one thing I want to point out, they beat the St. John Millrats by 40 points last weekend and then beat the London Lightning by a dozen just right after that. So that just shows what kind of firepower this team has. And this is the first meeting of the season between these two clubs. And for those of you who don't know about the Hurricanes, they boast 5 players or more who average over double-digit scoring.
And they're all close to 20 points. It's ridiculous. Justin Johnson, this guard is a dynamic, scoring over 17 points per game, 48% from the field. He gets you about 5 assists, 4 rebounds. He is just fantastic. Then you have Mike Glover, forward for the Halifax Hurricanes, over 17 points per game, almost 7 rebounds. So he's doing a great job as well. Clifford Clinkscales, over 7 assists, 1.6 steals, protects the ball well, only 2 turnovers per game. But then you have Shane Gibson, and this is a guy you got to look out for. 17-plus points per game. He is scoring 3.7 3-point attempts made per game at 47%. So this isn't a big three-point shooting team, but he is the best three-point specialist in the NBL.
Absolutely. Better be watching out for Shane Gibson tonight. The three-point line might get torched. It might be a little bit some burnt area around the three-point line tonight. And, of course, last night in Windsor's victory over Moncton, they held leads of 15 points or more on 3 separate occasions. And, of course, that's got to be big as they look towards victory tonight. A similar course of action may be needed if they're going to look to take one from the Halifax Hurricanes.
Well, there was a time when they struggled in the fourth quarter, and now we're seeing them close out a very important game. So although we've seen the lead diminish at times, they were able to stretch it back out and ultimately close. We talked yesterday about fine-tuning, and that's exactly what we saw. It was a concerted team effort against the Moncton Miracles.
And, of course, in the first meeting of the season between these two clubs, who better to play the villain than former Windsor Express forward Kevin Loisel, a member of the 2 Windsor Express championship squads. He makes his first appearance at the WFCU Center since being a member of the London Lightning earlier this year.
What a great time it was watching him play here in Windsor. A dynamic rim runner, a guy that can get out on the break, come back, block shots, pass the basketball, defend, and he brings all that leadership.
Absolutely. This season series will conclude next weekend in the Maritimes, but for now, we'd like to take you over to Knockstrom.tv's production of Windsor Express basketball. We'll join you on the call just after the opening ceremonies and the national anthem. Stay tuned. More of Windsor Express basketball on Knockstrom.tv when we return.
From White Plains, New York, number 32, Kirk Williams.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the WFCU Center, another rousing performance of the national anthem. I apologize if anyone caught my little pregame ritual there right at the beginning of the pregame ceremony there. What can I say? We play good music here at the WFCU.
It was kind of my fault because I'm like, could you imagine if everybody heard us singing? Because you and I were doing a duet just prior, and then that prompted you to break out in some of those beautiful vocals. But I will say this, you are one of the best singers I have ever heard.
Excellent. Now let's get back to basketball. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got ourselves a doozy here on Knockstrom.tv's presentation of Windsor Express basketball. The league-leading Halifax Hurricanes 24-9 in the house tonight for the first and only visit to the WFCU Center.
Indeed, and I mean, in a best-case scenario, Brett, for these two teams, this could be a preview of the NBL Finals. You never know. So you got two perennial powerhouses from each conference, and they're set to do battle here. We're in the final leg of the 15-16 regular season. We're about to enter our playoffs shortly. So this is an important game to see where everybody's at. Fine-tuning is the name of the game, but I expect these players to be fighting in the trenches tonight.
Absolutely, and at center court, being part of the ceremonial tip-off, is Maurice Bolden, and we've spoke many times this year about how important his play can be off of the bench for the Windsor Express. And when you're playing a really athletic and fast and high-scoring team like Halifax, you got to think that his importance is at an all-time high here tonight.
Absolutely. Not only does he bring the statistical things off the bench, but he brings energy, the intangibles, that length on the defensive end, and he's also a really quick guy for a big. And we seen last night he made good use of the three-point shot. If I remember correctly, I think he hit 3. So that makes him ultra dangerous. He becomes a legit stretch 4, if you will, if this becomes a consistent tool in his arsenal.
And of course, we talk about the three-point shot, and no one in the NBL Canada is better at the three-point shot than Shane Gibson. We could talk about his numbers all night. We'll preview that throughout the night, I'm sure, as I'm sure he's not going to be held scoreless tonight. But the starting lineups tonight for the Windsor Express, wearing the white jerseys with the red and black trim, going right to left to start this game. Kirk Williams Jr., Sharon Collins, Tony Bennett, Brandon Robinson, and Chris Commons. And of course, for the Halifax Hurricanes, number 5, Joel Friesen, number 25, Shane Gibson, number 12, Clifford Klingscales, number 24, Kyle Hunt, and number 32, Billy White. The game is underway, and here are the Hurricanes. Inside, Kyle Hunt kicks it back out, looking at Friesen. Friesen crosses over. Looked like Kirk Williams Jr. deflected that shot partially. The Express go the other way. Thank you for joining us on Knockstrom.tv. Windsor Express versus the Halifax Hurricanes. Collins working against Klingscales. Collins swings it out to Bennett. He rises up and shoots and scores.
He did virtually the same thing last night against Moncton very early in the game at the end of the shot clock there, hitting a big bucket and getting the Express on the board.
3-0 Windsor in the opening minute here. Windsor coming off of a victory last night. Shane Gibson, doesn't take long for him to heat up. Opening three-pointer made.
Shooting the three ball at 47%. Most guys have trouble shooting at that percentage from the field, let alone the three-point line, making 3.74 a night.
Robinson top of the key, rising, shooting, scoring. Another drop in the bucket for Brandon Robinson. Klingscales over to Friesen. He lines up a 3. No good. Williams Jr. with the rebound. These two franchises met in last year's NBL Canada Finals, which was won by the Express. Brandon Robinson for 3, no good. Klingscales the only member of that squad from last season.
Yeah, they were a fantastic group last year, and they've replicated that with a completely different set of players, but Halifax, ultra dangerous.
Pass on the baseline is knocked away from Kirk Williams Jr. Windsor can't get to it, though, so Halifax will retain possession. It is ladies' night here at the WFCU Center, so congratulations and much appreciation to all the ladies in the night and whoever's watching at home. 3 ball is good. Billy White knocking it down.
He's another capable scorer for the Halifax Hurricanes.
Commons on the low block, rising and shooting. Off the mark. Billy White with a rebound. Clinkscales up the floor. Stops, pops, knocks down the 3.
Cash money for Clifford Clinkscales.
This team not less than 2 weeks removed from a scoring performance where they knocked down 143 points against the St. John Millrats. So no lack of offense here.
They're 2 for 4 from the field, 2 of 3 from downtown for 66%. So a great start.
Kirk Williams Jr. off the bounce. Scores off the glass and good. Tony Bennett's going to be called for a blocking foul.
He committed on the pinch to steal the basketball, got caught behind the play, and had to hustle back, wound it up, bumping into Clifford Clinkscales, and will get called for the foul.
And what battles these two had.
They indeed. You just triggered some great memories.
Fantastic memories. Sharon Collins in the backcourt now for the Windsor Express. Looking forward to his first run at the NBL Canada playoffs. Tickets are on sale, folks, for all you Windsor Express fans and any fans from the NBL Canada. WindsorExpress.ca is the place to go for those. I'm sure the Halifax Hurricanes are looking forward to an upcoming playoff run. But they've got 7 more games to go, including tonight, so a little ways to go still. Billy White, nice athletic move to get inside, but he can't get the post-to-post pass to Kyle Hunt.
Such a crafty pass. Hunt wasn't able to secure the basketball.
High screen, Sharon Collins kicks it out to Brandon Robinson. He steps back, gives it over to Sharon. Commons over to Kirk. Rising, shooting, and he draws a foul. Billy White's going to get that one. And that's what they got to do. You got to be able to exploit those spaces in what seems to be kind of like a matchup zone, but it's not exactly pure man-to-man.
No, and that's it's funny that you said that, because I was just thinking about that and was about to opine. The Halifax Hurricanes not providing Windsor a lot of space to shoot from those zones, so it's going to be interesting to see what they have to come up with on the offensive end, and maybe we'll look for Windsor to attack the rim a little more, play a little inside out.
Kirk Williams Jr. splits the pair, makes it 9-8 in favor of Halifax. Hope you folks are enjoying the London-Orangeville game as well. Also produced by Knoxroom.tv. Alex is in 2 places tonight.
He is a Trojan workhorse.
Billy White with a strong drive there. Sneaks the ball over the rim and drops it in the cup. 11-8. 8 minutes remaining in the first quarter here on Knoxroom.tv. Collins. Kirk Williams Jr. straightaway 3. Ooh, just clipped the front of the rim. Clinkscales. High screen set from Hunt. Gets it back, does Hunt. Gets the bounce. Scores and 1. Beautiful play there from Clinkscales to Kyle Hunt, who finishes it the hard way. And he'll go to the line for the 3-point play.
And a beautiful roll by the big man, able to finish at the rim with the soft touch. And that's the way, another way that this offense can really hurt you. These guys play so well together. Part of the reason why they score 808.9 points per game. Good for second in the NBL.
And of course, Moncton came into the WFCU Center last night, averaging a fair number of points as well, and Windsor kept them to 94.
It was a great defensive effort by the Express.
Brandon Robinson scores from 3.
And he heated up last night early, Brett, and it did not stop. Big double-double for number 15 last night.
Absolutely. I believe he had 23 points for the Express in their victory, 100-94. Shovel pass is disrupted, and here come the Express. Sharon Collins, hesitation dribble, kicks it back to B-Rob. Short on the 3. It's in the hands of Sharon Collins. He looks down to Kirk Williams Jr., hands it off to Commons. He slinks his way around the basket for a reverse layup. And that all starts with footwork if you're in that tight of a space.
Indeed, and a great pass by Kirk Williams Jr., who elected not to shoot and found the open man.
Nice passing going on there. Brandon Robinson, active hands, creates the steal. Off the bounce, he'll take it. He'll draw the foul.
And we seen Brandon Robinson last night with those active hands, securing at least 2 steals. And Windsor did a great job with points off turnovers. And here we see them able to get to the rim at least. And that's huge for them. And it's really part of what makes them special, is that great defense turning into even better offense.
Kirk Williams Jr. in the middle of the key. He gets it short on the layup, but gets the ball back. Kicks it out to Chris Commons. Smart play there. They've got some time. 17 on the shot clock. Bennett. Oh! Brandon Robinson with the putback slam.
Coming in through the back door, number 15, and the WFCU center erupts.
I hope John Skinner got that photo. I know he's right under that basket.
That is all basketball IQ right there. Some instincts.
What a fantastic play. White going right back into the post, draws a foul on Kirk Williams Jr. What a play from Brandon Robinson, timing that dunk on the miss.
I probably should credit some of that to athleticism, too. He was a couple feet above the rim. Just a real intelligent play and a timely basket. The Express currently now up by 1, 15-14 over the Hurricanes. 6:02 left in the first.
Robinson is the second all-time leading scorer in NBL Canada history, just behind Anthony Anderson, in front of Nick O'Corey of the Lightning and Chris Commons, his teammate, who sits in number 4.
And he's already got 7, Brett, 3 of 5 from the field, and then he's got 2 rebounds and a steal, so already chipping in everywhere. We've seen when they first picked him up that immediate impact where he was well over 20 points per game, then the team sort of finding themselves a little bit. It settled down, but he erupts when they need him.
Yeah, when they weren't playing necessarily their best basketball, and because of some big performances from Brandon Robinson, they were able to get some early success. Brandon Robinson lays it short on that one. Of course, the broadcaster's curse. Kyle Hunt there to disrupt the shot. Shane Gibson, quick release, knocks it down.
You just can't give that man any space at all to shoot the basketball.
And then Gibson's going to be called for a technical foul. Interesting. So the three-pointer's made, but Windsor will get possession after a free throw. So B-Rob will go shoot that ball.
I mentioned in the pregame about the efficiency of the Halifax Hurricanes from the field, from the three-point line, and from the free throw line. Currently, right now, Brett, 5 of 7 from the field, 71%. 3 of 4 from downtown for 75%.
Bam. B-Rob leaves it short on the first free throw, but Windsor will maintain possession. Of course, basketball is a game of what have you done for me lately. That rim was very nice to Brandon Robinson, a possession to go with the putback slam, and then he puts it short on the free throw. So it's all what a game of runs, and you never know what the basket's going to do. Can be your friend and your best and your worst enemy at the same time.
We see Mo Bolden in the game for the Express.
And I believe they're going to call a moving screen on Shaquille Keith. That is the call. And that will bring us to our opening timeout of the game. Halifax currently up 18-15 over the Windsor Express in the first meeting of the two teams this season. Any words from our humble servant, Alex?
Yes. Just to let you know that Lisa O is in 2 games at the same time. She's watching the London Lightning.
Wait, Lisa O's
our games.
Lisa O is
And
in 2
Mike
places at
Towson
1 too?
Also say hello, Mike Towson. Say hello to all the crew.
That's right. Thank you, Mike, and thank you, Lisa, for enjoying the Knockstrom.tv productions, as we always enjoy bringing them to you and bringing the game of basketball into your homes across Canada and around the world. 26 countries we've broadcast in, Kobe.
And don't forget to check out my new Facebook group, NBL Canada Fans United, and thanking Kathy once again for all her help getting up the latest and greatest content. It's just great to share and celebrate this brand of basketball with fans from all over the world. It's a way to come together and celebrate this league. You know, people you'd never meet or speak to, but you can build a relationship and enjoy something together.
And of course, you also run an MMA podcast as well, and Kobe's Corner. Perhaps featuring an NBL segment soon?
Oh, there's lots. I'm covering the NBA playoffs exclusively, and I'm also going to be doing some NBL Canada stuff as well. Check that out on YouTube. Type in Kobe K into your YouTube search engine. If you like the content, please subscribe and check back to my channel for all of the best in sports media news and technical MMA analysis.
Absolutely, and of course it is Women's Night here at the WFCU Center, so thank you to all of our lady fans across Canada and around the world. Lots of ladies here tonight.
Is that why there's so many beautiful faces in the crowd?
There's tons of beautiful faces in the crowd, always, but the most beautiful face I see up here is Alex's. I'm sorry.
I just keep picturing him with that 1980s hairdo every time I look at him now.
I want to know how
comments.
thick that mullet was. That's what I want to know.
I will bring a picture next time.
Oh, you're bringing a picture.
You better. Shaquille Keith loses it on his way to the basket. Loose ball. Keith on the ground. Clinkscales has it for Halifax.
Halifax over 9 steals a game. Just behind the Windsor Express, who are just above 10. Both teams, absolute pickpockets.
Alex, you must be good luck for the London Lightning. They're up big over Orangeville right now. It must be the Knockstrom.tv luck.
I hope so.
Kyle Hunt in the low post, facing against one of the craftiest vets the NBL has, Chris Commons. And there's Brandon Robinson double teaming there, but Hunt gets away from him and gives a nice pass to Joel Friesen, who scores at the cup.
Somebody left in a defensive assignment, allowing Friesen to come in through the back door. Just a little miscommunication there. Nice bucket for the Hurricanes.
Good adjustment from Kyle Hunt, too, as Chris Commons scores on a nice give from Brandon Robinson.
And there's that concerted team effort. The Express showing us why they led the NBL through the 95% of this season in terms of team assists.
Friesen. Gibson on the bounce. Rising, shooting, leaves it short. Commons with the board. Robinson kicks it out to Bennett. Quick pass to Shaquille Keith. Over to Mobo. Keith with a jab step to the lane. Draws a foul, and he'll go to the free throw line. Nearly got it to drop.
And he really showing us there what makes him so deadly. In that position, he could have pulled up and took that shot, or he can take it to the rack, finish at the rim, or draw a foul, to generate some offense here. The versatility of Shaquille Keith on display nightly for the Windsor Express. What a great job the rookie's done.
Brampton native, Shaquille Keith played 2 seasons at Cape Breton University. Then went over to Kilgore College in Eastern Texas before declaring pro this year. Spent some time with the NBA D-League's Raptors 905 before becoming a member of the Windsor Express. As Billy White with a big 3 there, extending Halifax's lead back to 5 points.
White averaging 10 a game. He's already got 9.
And a big 3 ball there from Chris Commons. Billy White on the baseline, kicks it back out to Shane Gibson, back into White. Facing up on Commons. What a fast move there, and he gets around the vet.
And it was a well-defended play by Chris Commons. He didn't lose a step there.
And Brandon Robinson will go right to the cup. And will go to the free throw line after drawing a foul. I believe that's going to go against... Shane Gibson.
Both these teams playing great basketball right now. Brett showing off why these are 2 of the powerhouses in the NBL. Halifax shooting 69% from the field. Windsor 53%. So we're getting a treat here. 2 teams great on both sides of the ball. These ladies are in luck tonight.
That's right. We've got a close game between the St. John Millrettes and the Island Storm as well. That's in the 4th quarter if you guys want to check that one out. We don't blame you.
3:05 to go in the first. The Express only with 1 turnover. Love that number. Protecting and being careful with the basketball.
Freeman gets it over the timeline. Sorry, Bennerman. Clink Scales at the top of the key with Alex Johnson defending. Clink Scales knocks it down. Big screen set from Mike Glover there. Alex Johnson backed off, gave him enough room for Clink Scales to knock down the 3.
He's got 6. That's about what he averages a night, so a great start for the Halifax guard.
Keith steps on the ground, kicks it back out, no foul. Bennerman with the loose ball. Clink Scales inside to Glover. Got the defender up in the air, blocked from Chris Commons, but he gets the ball back, misses in tight. Maurice Bolden can't get the rebound.
I tell you, Glover, he's a nightmare to deal with at the rim. He is shooting 61% from the field, Brett. That is good for first in the NBL. Very well defended play there by Chris Commons and company. Not giving him anything easy at the rim. That's a sure make for him most nights, averaging over 17 points per game.
Justin Johnson enters the game. Mike Glover, Brandon Beaudry, and Ronaldo Dixon in the game. 3 ball off the mark. Brandon Robinson with the board. Bringing it up the floor, down by 6 is Windsor. Robinson left off and knocks down a 3.
Took the extra dribble, took a second to pause before he shot. Textbook stuff right there by number 15.
And Cam Bennerman gets it over to Justin Johnson. 3-point game with 1:35 to go here in the first quarter. Knockstrom.TV's production of Windsor Express basketball. And Mike Glover follows up a miss from Bennerman. Makes it a 5-point game. 30-25 Halifax.
Glover gets on the board after missing his first 2 shots.
Brandon Robinson has the ball knocked all away from him, and Maurice Bolden touched the basketball and it was out of bounds. Unfortunate circumstance. Unfortunate turnover for the Windsor Express with 1:13 to go.
A hard-fought first quarter here at the WFCU Center. Brandon Robinson with 11 points in this one.
No lack of scoring in the first quarter, that's for sure. Johnson working against Johnson. Glover facing up on Theo Davis and scores.
He is tough to deal with. Just a load down there in the box.
Got some separation from him and Theo Davis. He made no mistake. Makes it a 7-point game now.
But I like the fact that Theo Davis is on the court to really try to rectify this.
Billy Rush drives to the basket and draws a foul. Billy has had a hard time finding his shot for the Express, so taking it to the hoop might not be a bad thing.
It helped them generate some offense, but they need to heat up from the free throw line, Brett. They're only 3 of 7 right now for 42%, so that number's got to go up, and we know it will. This is a good way for Billy Rush to try to break things open a little bit, and we know he's trying to get comfortable, doing some great things on the court, just trying to find that shot.
Rush misses the first. Misses the second, unfortunate. Ofer down by 7, 30 seconds to go in the queue. Beaudry at the corner. No, can't score. Rush in transition, open bucket for Alex Johnson.
Big defensive play there, and the Express break out in transition, able to finish at the rim.
10 seconds to go in the quarter. Need a stop, that's for sure. Johnson over to Glover. Disrupted from Theo Davis. Billy Rush has got no time left. Heaves it up. Leaves it short, but it wouldn't have counted anyway, says the official. That does it for quarter number 1. Halifax leads 32-27 over the Windsor Express here on Knockstrom.TV. We'll be right back.
You love me.
Of course I love you. Hey, guess what? I got a job interview tomorrow.
Hunter, you're not listening. How do you know that my love for you is real? Is any of this real?
You have delusional psychosis.
Look, you're now working for a powerful drug cartel.
I want you to get out of here and move on. It's nothing to Sometimes love can blind people from reality.
Ashes of K coming to a theater near you. Welcome back to the WFCU Center, ladies and gentlemen. Brett Hedges and Kobe K here in between quarters number 1 and 2 on Knockstrom.tv. Halifax leading Windsor 32-27. And it was a fun quarter to say the least, Kobe.
Indeed, we watched Halifax stay ultra efficient from the field. Certainly the three-point line, 66%, 6 for 9. But they only scored 12 of their 32 in the paint. That means 20 of their points were scored on jump shots. So really, Windsor just needs to tighten things up defensively, contest any shots, whether they be threes or twos, because other than that, the numbers are really even.
Billy Rush with a 3 to start the frame, can't knock it down. Windsor down 5. Bennerman kicks it out, no one home. Johnson's pass is intercepted.
Trading turnovers. It was only Windsor's third of the game, Halifax with 4.
Johnson in the middle of the key, uses his pivot foot, goes off glass and scores. Good patience shown by Justin Johnson there for Halifax.
And great use of the pivot foot, like you said.
Theo Davis over to Alex Johnson. Superman. Billy Rush swings it to Shaquille Keith. He lines up a 3, no good. Theo Davis got a hand on it, but he can't secure the rebound. Johnson for Halifax. Over to Friesen. Friesen gets inside the three-point line, kicks it back out to Dixon. He leaves it short, rebounded by Dixon. Bennerman. Over to Johnson. We've got Tony Bennett set to come back into the game shortly. Justin Johnson on offense. Mike Glover. Good patience there, no good though. Went across the key, faded away from the basket just a little bit too much. Left it short. Nice pass inside. Shaquille Keith takes the bump, puts a shot up, and we'll go to the free throw line. Nice find from Alex Johnson in that tight quarters to get Shaquille Keith even that basketball.
I would say so, threading the needle a little bit. And we're seeing better play at Alex Johnson each night out here. And good stuff for the Windsor Express. Anytime you got a player of his caliber coming off the bench at the point guard position, you're in good shape, because realistically, he could be a starter in this league. So, with the addition of Sharon Collins and himself, Tony Bennett, it just makes the backcourt that much more deep.
And line violation is going to be charged to Ronaldo, so the first miss from Shaquille Keith does not count. It was Dixon who was over at the bench during the free throw, and the official says, you can't do that. So Shaquille Keith got another chance. Goes short on the second, so Keith misses one. Windsor's free throw woes continue to grow, but they're only down by 6. Halifax putting together a good first half against the Express.
Brett, we have a question.
Questions? We don't answer questions on this broadcast.
Yes, I have autographed pics. I will mail them to you. Just send me your address.
Yes, Alex?
They're asking if Kevin Lozelle has played already in the game.
No, Kevin Loisel has not entered the game yet. Alex Johnson going to be charged with a traveling violation.
And when Kevin Loisel does take the floor, we know he's going to hear a nice reception from this Windsor crowd.
Yeah, Kevin was beloved here as a Windsor Express fan, and you love to have him on your team, but if he's against you, you wish he was on your team. Put it that way.
I remember watching him soar coast to coast, finishing at the rim, some huge blocks, real energy guy.
Just playing with so much fire.
Playing his heart out.
Nice pass
Beautiful
inside.
pass.
Justin Johnson finishes off a Mike Glover find.
And when you got a big man that with soft hands that can facilitate like that, boy, does it make you dangerous.
High screen from Davis. Johnson rising and shooting off the mark. Tracking it down is Bennerman.
Theo Davis active tonight, setting up the high screen.
Didn't see him in action at all last night, so he's making the most of his opportunities. There, he disrupts the shot.
Great interior defense there by Davis.
Dixon gets a nice roll from the WFC center glass. And it's a 10-point lead now for Halifax, just 3 minutes into the second quarter.
They get nice rolls that every gym they play in. 51% from the field, 14-27, but that's a nightly thing for them.
Billy Rush knocks it down from 3. He just shakes his hands and he says, finally.
Yeah, maybe that'll blow the top off and start an onslaught of scoring for Billy Rush.
Shakes his head at the bench and then he points to the sky and says, thank you, finally.
Yeah, sometimes it only takes one. The domino effect.
Yeah, and that's a big three-pointer too because it gets Windsor underneath single digits again.
You know, we are but the Express playing back-to-back. They used a lot of energy last night. Moncton was a handful.
Absolutely.
They've worked their tails off to close that game out.
Yeah, James Justice, as Brandon Robinson dribbles it off his foot out of bounds. Turnover, careless turnover. Like we said, that team was very tough last night. Cordell Gianti, Mike Martin.
And Windsor had their foot on the gas the whole time.
Yep, had to. Only gave up 94 points, however, and that's a good squad that they in Moncton.
But this is a potential, possible playoff preview. So we're getting a good look at a very dangerous group.
Nice play from Robinson down there to disrupt that shot. Chris Commons in transition puts his foot on the ground. Screens for Robinson. Sharon Collins.
Shake and bake.
Leaves it short on the other underhand. Looking for a foul, not going to get it. Sharon Collins played 20 games in the NBA with the Charlotte Bobcats in 2010. Ronaldo for 3.
Collins goes over for the help defense and it allows the Hurricanes for an open look from the three-point line, and you just can't give them any of those. 7 of 11 from downtown.
10-point game. Collins over to Chris Commons on the low block. Swiped at by Mike Glover, and a foul is subsequently whistled down.
I think with this Halifax team, Brett, you got to beat them with defense and energy. They're just too efficient. They shoot the ball so well. They can kill you at the rim, but then look up at the job they can do on the three-point line. So it's a two-headed monster.
Commons misses the 3 ball.
We had a clash of potential foreheads here, or hopefully nobody's cut.
Yeah, it's a lot of mass going towards one another at a dead stop. Doesn't look like there's much blood. Doesn't look like there's blood. But Mo Bolden is down. And anyone knows if you get hit in the nose, I don't care who you are or how tough you are, your eyes are watering. I'm going to pop those right on these glasses.
You obviously don't know nothing about me, Brett.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I'm joking. And Mo Bolden is up. It is. It's an awful place to get hit. And
worse.
A broken nose will take you right out of the game.
Absolutely. We saw.
Unless you're Jerry Rice. He once cut a finger off in the locker room to get back out on the field.
Cut his own finger off?
Yep. Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that was the story. We'll get a tweet if it's wrong, but I'm almost
looking
positive
this
it
up
was
right
Jerry
now.
Rice, and he had to get his finger amputated. It was in a Super Bowl game. Maybe somebody wrote that on Wikipedia. I don't know.
Maybe
Check it out.
someone wrote it on Wikipedia.
Well, you can edit. Check it
Well-
out, though. Jerry Rice, one of the toughest. Or no, not Jerry Rice.
Stop.
Ronnie Lott. I'm sorry. I got my players mixed up.
Stop.
Ronnie Lott.
Let's say it says
Bruising
Jerry Rice
safety for
Oh.
the San Francisco 49ers.
cut his own finger off.
J-
Well,
j-
hopefully that ain't happening here. I know Alex would
You
have
better-
cut his own finger off just
you
to get
better-
rid of that
you better
mullet
not
back
owe
in the
Alex
90s.
any money. He'll cut your fingers off. All right, back to basketball.
The
We're getting a little
mafia,
sidetracked
the
here.
mafia asked Alex what he wanted. He said his hair. He said his hair or his finger, and he said, "Okay, you can take the hair."
Yeah.
That's why he doesn't have the mullet
Did you
anymore.
hear that cackle?
Foul away from the ball. Kirk Williams, the fouled party. It will be a foul on the floor. Windsor Express possession on the baseline. Trying to get back into this game after trailing by 10.
Ronnie Lott.
Sharon Collins gets it into Brandon Robinson, but he did not establish his 2 feet in the field of play. That is a violation, and it will be Halifax basketball. 10-point deficit, 6:47 to go here in the second quarter. The Windsor Express don't respond. It could be could be a long night, Kobe. Oh, it was just a pinky. That doesn't even count.
That's a finger. It's a digit. You only got 10. But I told you.
Bennerman misses, but Brandon Robinson is fouled from behind on the dunk attempt. Joel Friesen made the defensive play there. Now I'm going to get tweets saying, well, you don't think pinkies is tough? Losing a pinky? I'm just teasing. Oh, that's crazy. I don't know. What. That's crazy. That's awesome. Be tough in basketball to play without a pinky, though.
Some of those football players, let me tell you, one from Windsor, Tyrone Crawford.
Yep.
He's been in town recently, promoting different entrepreneurship ventures around the city, supporting Windsor, supporting the kids. Great young man.
Yep. A couple of NFL athletes from the area, as well as many CFL athletes. Luke Wilson, a tight end for the Seattle Seahawks. Tyrone in town right now to run the Windsor's finest football camp at the University of Windsor. I'll actually be going there tomorrow. Go check some stuff out for TV Coach Scope. Benderman in the corner. 3 ball, no good. Brandon Robinson tipped it up, and Chris Commons ripped it down. Sharon Collins stepping over the timeline. Sharon Collins looking inside. Over to Robinson. Commons, top of the key. Elbow jumper, no. Spinning. Takes some contact, and he'll go to the free throw line.
I like what I'm seeing out of Chris Commons tonight, Brett, on both ends of the floor. He's got his hustle on, able to get himself to the free throw line. He's got 7 points, 3 of 5 from the field.
And if I'm not mistaken, it is his daughter Cameron's birthday. So if Kiata is watching, or the Commons family is watching, happy birthday, Cameron, and happy birthday to anybody else that's out in NBO Canada land.
Very kind people. I spoke with them on Facebook. I believe it was his wife in one of the basketball groups, and just a real polite person. Oh, a lot of gratitude and just good, salt of the earth people.
Absolutely. We, of course, us being on the broadcasting side of things, we get to talk to more so family and friends and the players themselves after games, and it's always good to find to know them as people as well, their backstory, where they're from. Chris Commons' wife, pregnant for twins during their first NBO Canada championship run, and now they're 2 years old, so it's always fun to see those stories develop throughout the years.
I remember that. Talking about that during that playoff run, and what a special time it was. And the playoffs right around the corner.
Yeah,
and we
exciting.
talk about this being a banner year in the competitiveness in this league, and really turning towards 8 really good basketball teams. And man, I'm just so excited to see what these playoffs could bring. And the Niagara River Lions, like, you cannot sleep on that team. You cannot.
Absolutely. That's it's looking more and more a reality that's going to be a first-round matchup in the NBO Canada playoffs. We'll host them in 2 weeks' time here at the WFCU Center on April 29th before we close the season out on the road against London. And so it'll be interesting to see how that develops.
They had it to within 2 games at one point. We talked about this yesterday, and we'll just mention it briefly again, because I thought it was just admirable, and what a late push they made. And lucky for Windsor, they got home court, because that team is dangerous.
For now, we got 5 games to go. So
well, yeah, stranger things have happened, but with the win last night, it certainly helped the cause.
Yep.
But I guess statistically not impossible.
Chris Commons knocks down the first free throw.
Just going to catch up the Halifax Hurricanes fans listening in on some quick stats. Mike Glover with 4 points, Justin Johnson with 4 points, Ronaldo Dixon with 5, and Billy White with 11.
Billy White, good start to the game for him.
Perfect from the field, 4-4.
Mr. Perfect. Clink Scales with the ball now. Defended by Sharon Collins. Friesen, top of the key to Dixon, low post, pass to Kyle Hunt, and Brandon Robinson on the way down is going to be called for the foul. Gave it a block, but just a little bit too late, it seemed.
Windsor quick on the draw there. We're starting to catch on here. We're seeing some great interior passing for the Halifax Hurricanes, being able to get the ball inside and eventually getting off quality shots. So if Windsor can disrupt the ball on the way into the painted area, it's going to make life a lot easier as Halifax finishing at the rim.
And it seems as though the athleticism in the low post from Halifax has been giving the Express some troubles tonight.
Indeed. I think they have some more size, and it's a tough place to play, and there's been no shortage of effort here. I spoke about it just recently, and that was the job Chris Commons done down there. Theo Davis giving some great minutes off the bench down there on the block, and Kirk Williams Jr. just a workhorse in the painted area.
Kyle Hunt knocks down both free throws, makes it a 9-point game once again. The Express looking to respond. Tony Bennett gets fouled from behind. That's Clifford Clinkscale going to get the foul call. 5:21 to go here in the second quarter on Knockstrom.tv. I'd like to thank you all for joining us across Canada and around the world.
Rebounds, assists, steals, turnovers, all very, very close. It's the efficiency from the field that's allowing Halifax to maintain this lead.
Three-pointer from Collins is off the heel. Here come Halifax. Justin Johnson going to call a foul. Yes, Sharon Collins going to be called for a hand check, I believe. Yep.
Nice crowd here tonight, Brett, at the WFCU Center for Ladies' Night.
It is ladies' night.
Oh, what a night.
Feeling's right.
We just lost 20 listeners.
Uh-oh.
Not because of your voice.
Mike Glover gives it over to Joel Friesen. He is stripped from Kirk Williams Jr. Here we go. Sharon Collins scores. Big bucket.
Thought about passing it. Elected to finish at the rim.
Clink Scales gets a high screen from Mike Glover. Working in the phone booth, gives it over to Glover. Good defense from Chris Commons. Makes him miss that shot.
And there's that pass we're talking about again down there, post to post, and just able to get off a high quality and high percentage shots down there in the painted area.
Collins. Chris Commons pushed off the line, hands it off to Tony Bennett. Commons working against Hunt. Weaving, shooting, no good. Clink Scales in transition, rising, shooting. Off the heel, Commons rips it down. Inside, Tony Bennett. Working against Clink Scales.
I like the matchup.
Spinning, scoring. Tony Bennett. Got to find that matchup to exploit, and they do it on that possession, making it a 5-point game.
He can play back to the basket, and against certain point guards, it's a good look for him.
Illegal screen going to be called against Hunt. Yes.
The game had really slowed down, and there you see Tony Bennett make a bucket, then draw a foul. And this was a time where I think the Express really needed somebody to step up, and who other than number 5.
Couldn't agree with you more. Collins looking to trim the deficit further for the Express. Crosses over, hesitation dribble around the world, scores Sharon Collins, and a timeout going to be called by Halifax.
Big buckets there. Sharon Collins had me thinking he was going left.
Shook it like a milkshake, and the Express are only down by 3, 43-40. And then the last 2 minutes, it really seems as though the tempo has changed for the Express.
It certainly has, and it's about momentum, and it started with Tony Bennett, and then it's contagious, and then you see Sharon Collins pick it up, and now they can try to close this thing out with potentially a lead. You just never know. So coming at the right time for the Windsor Express, then they can go into half, figure things out, and come back out and get ready for the third and fourth quarters.
Absolutely, and you can catch Aaron Sanders and Jeremy James on the halftime report here on Knockstrom.tv. Make sure to give them a follow on Twitter as well, and give my man Kobe K a follow on Twitter for the next and best in everything MMA and sports. So at Kobe519, at A Sanders Windsor, and I don't remember Jeremy's Twitter handle, so I'm sorry.
Question, Brett.
Yes.
Is Brett Hedges coming this summer with Job Talk?
That is a very real possibility, Alex. Only if my man Kobe K comes on with me. Have some fun with that.
I'm down.
We're down.
Can we invite Mr. Dr. Jusok?
Yes. He can come to the Knockstrom Awards.
Always welcome. Doors open.
Door is wide open. 3:15 to go here in the second quarter. Halifax up 43-40. Windsor went on a 6-0 run there to trim the deficit to 3 points before a timeout called by Halifax. Let's see what they do here on the ensuing possession. Double high post screen being set up. Inside, Kyle Hunt to Mike Glover. That quick post-to-post pass once again.
Really working for him.
Oh, yeah.
It's taking the Windsor defense out of rhythm, and I'm sure that's something Coach Jones and company will address in the dressing room at halftime. And Windsor, like I said, they play great basketball, Brett. They're only down by 3, despite the fact that Halifax has shot 47% from the field and 50% from long. They've made 7 triples. So it's really been 2 great quarters for fans.
And a miss from Mike Glover.
Only the second missed free throw on the night for the Hurricanes.
Glover splits the pair and makes it an even 4-point game. 44-40. 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Make sure to catch Aaron Sanders and Jeremy James at halftime, folks, for the Knockstrom Report. Brandon Robinson shovels it off to Sharon Collins. Over to Robinson. He can't hang on to it. Puts the ball on the ground. Kicks it out to Tony Bennett. He sets his feet, lets it go, and it's good.
Mr. 40-plus, named or not given.
1-point game. Justin Johnson now in transition for Halifax. Mike Hunt on the roll. Working against Theo Davis. Good job from Davis there. Here comes another high screen. Mike Hunt gets the ball back. Theo Davis disrupted the shot. Here come the Express. Chris Commons in the low post. Show.
And just like that, Windsor goes up by 1.
45-44. 11-1 run. Clinkscales. Hesitation dribble, gets in the middle of the key.
He had his pocket picked by Sharon Collins.
And he went sliding out of bounds to try and get that basketball, and there's a lot of excitement on the floor going on for the Windsor Express.
And this all started with Tony Bennett taking Clifford Clinkscales to the basket. Little shot off the backboard, and it really ignited a great run here for the Express.
Friesen will take a seat in favor of Bowdry, who just checked in. Clinkscales over to to Kyle Hunt, and he's going to draw a foul. Soaring in the air, Kyle Hunt getting it done.
And they're having a great deal of success with their bigs crashing the rim so far in this one. It's a lot to deal with defensively, and if they don't finish, a lot of the time they can get to the free throw line. So a lot of the times it's a win-win scenario.
We have not seen Maurice Bolden yet since his collision. And I believe it was Glover that he collided with, so obviously Mo getting perhaps the worst of that as Hunt misses the second free throw. It's a tie game, 45 up. So Martin is good, or Mike Glover, pardon me. Collins kicks it out to B. Rob. Quick release. Bingo was his name-o.
The lead is up to 3. Buck 13 left in the second quarter.
Justin Johnson looking inside to Kyle Hunt, and they're going to call a push-off on Kyle Hunt. Yep, forearm shiver.
And a bit of a tragedy because what a beautiful pass into the post. Lobs it up over the Windsor defender, but it will not count.
48-45, Windsor has possession with 1:06 to go.
And this arena has come to life.
Getting something figured out at the scorer's table. And we're going back to the game. 1:06 to go. It's been an exciting first half. Almost 100 points scored combined, and Sharon Collins nearly adds another bucket there. Johnson, hesitation dribble, crosses over, goes to his right, stops, pops, can't make it drop. Mike Glover going to be called for a foul. Chris Commons with the good position on the defensive glass.
He's playing great defense. Really anchoring things from that end of the floor for the Windsor Express.
Hey, Chris Commons will go to the free throw line because Halifax is in the bonus. 44 ticks on the clock.
Commons with 11 points, 3 boards, and an assist so far in this one.
Commons knocks down a free throw.
We've been talking about that Halifax Hurricane shooting efficiency all night long. Let's show the Express some love, Brett. 51% from the field, 17 to 33. 43% from long, 7 to 16. So putting in some good work there themselves.
Putting in work. Chris Commons makes it no. Splits the pair, makes it a 4-point lead for the Express. Clinkscales goes to his left, finds an opening, leaves it just short. Theo Davis with a big rebound. Very slight differential in game and shot clock, so Windsor will be able to wind it down. Less than a second in between. 4-point lead over the league's best squad. Looking to make it more. Tony Bennett leaves it short. Theo Davis is there. Sharon Collins got away with one there. And Windsor has a 4-point lead, much to the delight of this Windsor crowd.
You got to be, if you're Coach Bill Jones, you got to be happy with what his players did there in that second quarter.
Absolutely. The Express fans know the quality of the opponent that is playing today, and the Express take a 49-45 lead into halftime. When we return, the Knockstrom.tv halftime report with Aaron Sanders and Jeremy James. Here we go.
a roller coaster of a ball game, and that's pretty much what you have to expect here for a potential NBLC Finals matchup. Windsor Express miraculously lead the Halifax Hurricanes 49-45. Welcome once again, ladies and gentlemen, to the Knocksham Halftime. I'm Aaron Sanders alongside Jeremy James. And Jeremy, a roller coaster game, like I said, but tell us what you've seen throughout the first half.
I saw an Express team fighting for their lives. They were down in the first. They were down 5 coming into the second quarter. But their energy and the persistence, especially from Sharon Collins, was very strong.
It's quite a big difference from how they were playing in the first quarter. I mean, they were relying more on their outside game, once again similar to last night. It's like a Steph Curry type of vibe going on there. They look a little bit intimidated trying to drive inside, or either that or they didn't do it at all. Same with their inside defense. What do you think of there?
Yes, the three-point shot was very alive in this whole game, actually, from first quarter to second quarter, both coming from Halifax and from Windsor as well. But the more you realize that once Windsor started going inside, penetrating to the rim, they started taking the lead. They started taking over, and this is the Express team that we like to see.
One of the highlights from this first half is it's 6 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Brandon Robinson slamming it home with authority with a putback slam. That really raised the roof for this old WFCU center faithful. Quite a spirit booster for the Windsor Express.
An offensive putback is always something that will get anybody amped up. Offensive rebounding is something key that a team would love to see.
Exactly. Now we're going to break down the stats for you at the half. The Windsor Express breaking even in their field goal range, 50% from the field. Halifax dropped down just a little bit to 43. At one point, they were 69% from the field, but now that has dwindled down a bit. As for the three-pointers, it's a different story. It's a little bit of reversal of fortune. Halifax have broken even in the three-point range, 50%, considering on the three-point range they went off early into the first half.
Yeah, from the Windsor side, you have Robinson, who had 14 points in the first half, and Commons with 12. And something that probably did not go that went unnoticed, actually, is Sharon Collins' play. He had 4 points and 5 assists. Not a big stat line, but his heart and his persistence is what brought Windsor back to take the lead before half.
You know, we talk about all this going on in the second quarter. Actually, I talked to the public address announcer, Stevie Belanger, before this game. I told him, whoever explodes during the second quarter will win the game, and so far things are looking up on the Windsor Express side as they are up 4 at halftime. Away from this game, and we go to the out-of-town scores right now. 2 games going on right now. Well, actually, 1 game going on, 1 game is a final. The 1 game that's going on right now, the Orangeville A's taking on the London Lightning.
Yes.
70-42 is the lead at Orangeville. Over Orangeville. Now the Lightning.
I think you should say that one again, just for the viewers. Say it again.
Well, say it. I'll do it. Take 2. The London Lightning leave the Orangeville A's 70-42 in the third quarter. Now another fact: the Lightning led 37-16 at the end of the first quarter. Now you know London, they don't play around. They're at the top of the Central Division, and they're doing it justice. Now for Orangeville, they are 12-24 overall. Jameson Tipping has 9 points and 3 rebounds, and London 22-13 this year. Stephen Maxwell leading with 12 points, 8 rebounds, and 1 assist. That's the game that's going on right now. We'll keep into further details about this as this game's going on. Now this game is in the books too, between the Island Storm and the St. John Millrats. Now this is a part of a home-and-home series. Yesterday, the Island Storm played at home against St. John, and they beat them 120-116. Shout out to Lisa Orenuk once again. Your Island Storm's winning. And unfortunately, they lost, though, 93-102. The Millrats prevailed. It was a part of the home-and-home series. They So now Island dropped to 12-23 overall. They are 2-3 this month, but they scored 58 points from the bench, which is quite significant considering that's more than half of what they got in the finals.
A strong bench takes you to the finals. A strong bench takes you to the playoffs. A strong bench will allow you to win.
Every team is a potential finals candidate. Terrell Baines from the Storm scored 22 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist. And now St. John, they bump up to 22-14, 4-2 in April, and 62 points from the paint. Once again, more than what they scored at the end of the game.
Wow, that's actually amazing. Very amazing.
Exactly. Anthony Anderson, no surprise, player of the game, 25 points, 6 rebounds, and 9 assists. Not bad for a guy that's been in the NBLC for a long time, but you quite expect from that. Jeremy, when you take these 3 games tonight into hand, what goes through the mind of these teams as playoffs are near and as they try to get as the highest spot as they can?
Consistency. if you're going to go into the playoffs, just like how the NBA playoffs are starting as well, you have to have a team that's consistent, that knows the game plan, that knows what they're going to face ahead.
What a ball game right here, and as Jeremy James says, it's a cavalcade of basketball action. NBA playoffs started today, and the NBLC playoffs are a little more than about 2 or 3 weeks away, and all these teams are trying to play for the best spot possible. We'll have for the tips for the second half in a few moments, but we'll step aside here. You're watching the Knoxham halftime. We'll be right back following this commercial timeout. Four-point lead for the Windsor Express at halftime, 49-45 over the Halifax Hurricanes. Cream of the crop in the Atlantic Division. We're back once again with the Knoxham halftime. Aaron Sanders alongside Jeremy James. And Jeremy, we have tips for the second half, and they're going to be proved to be beneficial for either of these teams. Despite an explosive start from the Express, what do you look for them as they go towards the next 24 minutes?
Well, on the defensive side, you want them to help defense. The help defense needs to improve. If they're going to have any chance of defending these players when they get to the rim, the players have to come off their players have to help. In terms of also on defense, they have to guard the perimeter. The Halifax Hurricanes are a very great three-point shooting team. If they're going to guard the win this game, they have to guard the perimeter. They have to eliminate three-pointers.
I agree with you. I mean, Windsor, for a few moments there during the first half, I felt that they were a bit intimidated in the inside defense. That's why they didn't want to dish inside or box out or grab those rebounds. But Halifax is a tough team, and they got so much depth in their roster. So Windsor has to play their own game. They can't go off of Halifax's tempo, because if you create your own tempo, you create your own game, you can win the game and probably get back into this. But however, miraculously, the Windsor Express are up 4.
Yeah, it's very surprising. Also, something on the offensive side when it comes to Windsor to improve, they don't want to fall in love with a three-point shot. Like you said, Halifax is a very good three-point shooting team. If you're going to play a team like Halifax, you can't fall in love with how they play. You have to play your own game. Coach Bill Jones is your coach, not their coach. Let them play how Bill Jones coached you, and you will be fine. Also, get to the rim. Exactly. Halifax doesn't have great defenders in the rim. If you're going to go into the rim, either you're going to get fouled or you're going to get the bucket. You've seen it multiple times. How did Windsor get the lead? By attacking the rim.
There you go. Sweet and simple. Now, the Windsor Express, they are 19-16 overall as of yesterday's win against well, help me out here, against Moncton. They barely won that one. They won that by 6 after being as much by 15 or something like that. It was a really tough game. So there's no I don't see any hangover effects from the Windsor Express from that game last night. These two teams, Moncton and Halifax, are tough contenders in the Atlantic Division, and Windsor cannot belly up at this situation. Another half is happening. True, they had an explosive second quarter, but yet let's see if they could have a dynamite second half.
Definitely. You definitely want to see the Windsor Express go out strong just so they can get this win and put themselves in a place where they can get the first place in the division.
Incidentally, I have to mention this. Now, if London and Windsor wins, Windsor still has a chance to take over London for first place in the playoffs, because after this, both of these clubs will have 4 games left in the season. However, if London wins and Windsor loses tonight, it's going to be a little bit difficult for Windsor to get that first place, considering they are 3.5 games in front of Niagara, and it's pretty tough. The worst Windsor could do right now is 3rd place, but they are in 2nd place right now. They would love to keep that, but they have to beat these great Atlantic Division rivals because they got a long and tough schedule ahead of them.
Listen, even if you do not get first, 2nd place is the place you want to be.
Yeah.
The Windsor Express team is a strong team. We know they can bang with the best. We see them leading over the 24-9 Halifax Hurricanes. All they have to do is secure that 2nd spot, and they'll be fine.
Exactly. Words from both of us, Jeremy James, Aaron Sanders. This has been the Knockstrom halftime. Stick around following the game. We'll have the Knockstrom postgame for you. We'll have the final score from the London Lightning and Orangeville A's game, and I'll finally get one NBLC fan's name right, and all right or wrong on that one for sure. Lots more excitement and action coming away from you. It's been a beautiful day in Windsor.
Beautiful.
Once again, a more beautiful game here at the WFCU Center, but 24 minutes of action still to play, Jeremy James. So with that in mind,
anything can happen.
Exactly, anything can happen, and you guys are going to see what's going to happen very soon. We're going to step away now, but when we return, following this commercial timeout, Brett Hedges and Mitch Kobe K will call the action for you. We'll see you at the Knockstrom postgame. I'm Aaron Sanders alongside Jeremy James. We'll be back following this timeout.
Do you love me?
Of course I love you. Hey, guess what? I got a job interview tomorrow.
Hunter, you're not listening. How do you know that my love for you is real? Is any of this real?
You have delusional psychosis.
Look, you're now working for a powerful drug cartel.
Get out of here and move on. It's not gonna help. Sometimes love can blind people from reality.
Welcome back to the WFCU Center, ladies and gentlemen. A nice rendition of Sam Smith's Stay With Me, and some other singing performances going on at halftime, as well as a performance by North Star Cheer Group as well. So a lot of things going on here at Ladies' Night here at the WFCU Center.
And they also threw on Whippin' Nene.
Yeah, I thought
having
that was
a little
nice
fun
touch.
up here.
Yeah, I thought that was a nice touch right after the
Right after
songs.
Stay.
Yeah, stay with
me.
Some Sam Smith and then some Whippin' Nene sounds completely juxtapositional.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But besides the halftime antics, Kobe, we have had ourselves a fantastic basketball game at our forefront. Let's talk about that. What do the numbers tell you about the first half?
Well, look at Hurricane Halifax Hurricanes first, shooting 43% for the field, 16 to 37, 7 to 14 from downtown for 50%, 6 of 9 from the line, 66%, 22 rebounds, 11 assists, 10 turnovers, 2 steals. This was a team that played great on both sides of the ball. We've seen great outside shooting, and then they started to break down the interior on the Windsor Express and find some great success at the rim. We've seen some good post-to-post passing, some good interior passes. So Halifax played great basketball, no doubt about it. The Windsor Express stayed with them throughout the duration of the 2 quarters and really turned things on at the end of the second. They shot great from the field as well, 17 to 34 for 50%, 7 to 17 from downtown for 41%, 8 of 17 from the line for 47%. They had 20 rebounds, 14 team assists. That's a great number. They only gave up 6 turnovers, so if you're Coach Bill Jones, you'll love that. They also had 4 big blocks. In terms of bench scoring, Halifax 14 to Windsor 7. Points in the paint, Halifax 16, Windsor 18. Points off turnovers, Halifax 8, Windsor 9. When looking at individual player performance, the Express led by Brandon Robinson and Chris Commons. Robinson with 14 points, Commons with 12. For the Hurricanes, they did see some balanced scoring. Billy White led the way with 11 points. And you know some of these guys are going to get going in the second half, that's for sure. Shane Gibson, we talked about him extensively in the pregame with the 3-point shot, 2 of 2 from downtown. He hit both of those shots early, so I'm sure they'll be looking to him in the second half. Clifford Clinkscales had a really good first half, 6 points, 4 assists.
And on the other side of, besides just this game being important in the single game stance, this game would really help the Windsor Express get themselves into a groove. They went a little bit without a win. They lost to Orangeville, they lost to Niagara, and last night's victory was big. Winning tonight over Halifax would be huge, or even bigger than last night's victory.
Teams they haven't played as much. You know, we got these big-time Atlantic Division teams coming here to Windsor. They needed to get things rolling, like you said. It was almost 3 weeks, that stretch. I think they played 2 games. So it was imperative that they fine-tuned everything as we round down the regular season here to head into the playoffs. But this season isn't done yet. You know, there's still a good handful of games left. And what a finish to the second quarter the Express had. All started with a big Tony Bennett bucket. Then he drew a foul. And then Sharon Collins made his way to the rack. And it just really ended well for the Windsor Express. But these Halifax Hurricanes, poised and ready, shoot the basketball at a highly efficient rate. They play great on both sides of the ball. I expect a fantastic second half.
And of course, if they want to shoot the ball, and there's no one better to do so than Shane Gibson, knocked out a couple of threes in the first half, but was a little bit quiet the rest of in the second quarter. Halifax will have possession to start the third quarter. Friesen gets it over to Clinkscales, and we are underway. 49-45, Windsor leads the Halifax Hurricanes. And Tony Bennett gets in the passing lane there, but it is knocked off of Bennett, and it will stay with the Hurricanes.
Averaging 2.2 steals a night on the season, Tony Bennett. Great on-ball defender.
Hunt gets it over to Friesen. He puts up a floater and he scores on the opening possession of the second half.
These bigs for the Hurricanes can really facilitate.
Williams Jr. over to Collins. Finding him down low, Kirk Williams Jr. scoring at the cup. Alley-oop, Shane Gibson gets behind the defense. Tony Bennett says, yep, that was my fault. Goes back on offense, trying to get it going again.
A great start to the third quarter. The Express and the Hurricanes trade in buckets.
Kirk Williams Jr. gives it over to Collins. High screen. Collins sticks it on the three-point line. Double dribble. Or a call carry, either way. Three-pointer from Chris Commons is no good.
Only the 7th Express turnover, and a number they definitely want to keep a cap on here in this second half.
I'd like to thank everyone for joining us across Canada and around the world. Make sure to click the HD tab in the bottom right hand of your screen. If you want to check out the highest quality Nocturne TV has to add is Joel Friesen knocks down a big 3. Big shot.
7 points now for Friesen.
And a 1-point lead for the Hurricanes. Kirk Williams Jr. giving a jab step. Working against Billy White, going around the defender, and it's deflected. Billy White in transition now. Leaves it for Gibson. He lines up the 3, rattles out. Joel Friesen with the O board. Inside. And Billy White can't score, but a late foul call is going to go against Kirk Williams Jr.
Halifax started the game shooting the outside shot, long 2s and 3s, and now we've seen them make their way into the painted area. 20 collective points in the paint so far in this one. In this particular play, able to get to the free throw line. Billy White
misses. Cue the Price is Right music. You overbid, sir. Billy White splits the pair, makes it a 2-point lead for Halifax, 53-51 here. 2 minutes gone in the second half. And a battle between, in a rematch of last year's NBO Canada Finals, pardon me.
First time they've been back, correct?
That's right. Chris Commons' interior pass for Kirk Williams Jr. knocked away. It will remain with the Windsor Express on the baseline. Sharon Collins kicks it out to Kirk Williams Jr. He swings it to Brandon Robinson with a defender in his face. He can't get it to fall. Clinkscale scores. Nice floater in the lane. Showing off that skill.
8 points for Clinkscales now to go along with 6 dimes.
Robinson crossing over to his left, kicked it out to Sharon Collins. He shoots and knocks it down. Good to see Sharon Collins dialed in from distance.
And a deep 3, and one the Express needed. Started this quarter in front. Now just trailed by a single digit.
Yeah, not too many threes from the Windsor Express tonight. That 3 from Collins should go a long way in helping them back off the three-point line.
Yeah, they're 8 of 19.
8 threes already? Wow, it doesn't seem that many.
Yeah, they really have been spread out. We've seen Halifax shoot a similar number, 8 of 16 for 50%. So we've been trading buckets all night long at a high efficiency.
3-second violation in the key going against Halifax on the previous possession, giving Windsor the ball. Commons over to Kirk. Working against Clinkscales. That's a big size disadvantage there. Robinson working against Billy White on the drive, kicks it in the corner for Commons. Nice pass, and it ends up in a big bucket.
2 straight triples here for the Windsor Express. Commons now with 15, his second triple of the game.
57-55. Windsor retakes the lead here with just over 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Shane Gibson, 3-pointer, bang.
My God. 3 of 4 from downtown, 11 points. That man is a dead-eye shooter.
Fire. And a foul away from the ball, going to go against Kyle Hunt. He's got himself a tough matchup with Chris Commons. He's a crafty veteran, knows every rule and how to bend it.
Yeah, he's played some good basketball tonight. 6 points, 2 assists, 2 boards, 4 or 5 from the free throw line.
And when you defend Chris, you got to almost think like two steps ahead.
He's very quick for a big man.
Collins working against Gibson, crossing over again, kicks it out to Chris. Blocked from Kyle Hunt. Big shot there. And you hear Tony Bennett telling Sharon, or Shorty as he likes to call him, giving him a couple pointers. A little too much on that play. Clinkscales over to Gibson, makes a nice play to save it. Billy White over to Clinkscales. No one steps up. Clinkscales in the middle of the key, rises up and shoots and scores. 3-point lead for Halifax, 60-57. Robinson over to Tony. Tony Bennett off the mark. Kirk Williams Jr. goes down behind the play. Brandon Robinson with the offensive board. He can't score. Billy White with a crossover in transition, and then B-Rob commits the foul. So playing fast and loose here.
Brandon Robinson showing off those ups again, able to secure the offensive rebound. And he had over 10 rebounds last night. Another side to his game.
Yeah, he's a threat to be a triple-double kind of guy every time he steps on the floor. Can impact the game in so many ways. Clinkscales shakes off Sharon Collins, kicks it out to Friesen. That's money. No, oh. And the offensive rebound is money. Billy White using his length there to get around the defender.
Yeah, things sort of collapsed to the middle for the Express, which opened things up on the three-point line. They gave up the offensive rebound.
The trail by 5. Brandon Robinson steps into a 3 ball. It's good. B-Rob for 3.
17 points for Brandon Robinson. And every time the Express need a bucket, someone seems to be hitting a three-pointer here for Windsor.
Billy White hands it off to Clinkscales. He drives to his right, gives it over to Hunt. Gets 3 Express players around him. And Billy White throws it down, but a 3-second violation will negate it. So that's 2 3-second violations against Halifax.
And their 12th turnover. Windsor with 12 points off of those turnovers. So the Express will take it.
And 2-point game. Of course, every turnover, free throw missed is a crucial part of the game.
And it's an area that they've really exploited all year long.
And staying within 2 points now of the Halifax Hurricanes, the Windsor Express doing themselves a good job here in the third quarter, not being too high and not getting too low, trading buckets and defensive stops with the Hurricanes.
Yeah, we've seen a fairly similar pace from both teams, and what we've gotten out of it is just quality basketball.
It's kind of scary how similar these two teams are.
Certainly, and tonight especially, again, you look at most of our traditional statistical categories, everything very, very close. Hence, the 2-point differential here on the scoreboard.
Absolutely, and also a big congratulations to our winners tonight. The St. John Millrats defeated the Island Storm. They split the weekend home series with their Atlantic Division rivals, and of course the London Lightning and Orangeville A's are doing battle on Knockstrom.tv 2, we could call it. We're expanding brands, Knockstrom.tv 2. And of course here on Knockstrom 1, the Halifax Hurricanes and Windsor Express doing battle, a 2-point differential between the two clubs.
Got to give Alex some props here, going out of his way to send his services league-wide. Very talented individual, very selfless.
Of course, also some very talented individuals on the Knockstrom.tv. Aaron Sanders and Jeremy James doing a great job on the halftime report. Make sure to stick around after the game for the post-game report, bringing you everything from across the league. 2 of our fine journalists, Mediaplex journalists, graduates of St. Clair College. Brandon Robinson for 3.
And he has cracked 20 points now to go along with 8 boards, 4 assists, 5 triples for B-Rod.
Clinkscales to Kyle Hunt. Oh, he just can't get it to fall. Shaquille Keith entered the game on the previous possession. Sorry, I missed that. High screen. Commons. Bang! That shuts you down. Bang, bang.
18 points for number 24. Windsor lighting it up from downtown. And this is the Halifax team that defends the perimeter better than any other squad in the NBL. 32% nightly.
Billy White, number 32, put on a spin move, leaving it over to Kyle Hunt, who wrecks the rim with a slam dunk. Whew. No fight, no sign of quit in the Halifax Hurricanes. Shaquille Keith working against Friesen, kicks it out to Tony, and Shaquille Keith was fouled hard on that pass, so it will be Express basketball on the baseline. Tony Bennett made the three-pointer, unfortunately, but the whistle had blown just before he had released it.
In the Express, 12 of 25 from downtown for 48%. I'm not sure. That might be the best three-point shooting performance we've seen from this team this year so far. Fantastic job from downtown.
Keith over to Kirk Williams Jr. He puts a ball fake up, takes a bump, and a late foul goal going to be called by the near official here on the sideline.
And a good one. He was in motion there, able to get him to himself to the free throw line. Didn't have much of an opportunity to shoot the basketball there, but he found a way to get it off.
And if there were a trivia question about who Alex's favorite NBL Canada player is, the answer is the man on the free throw line.
Captain Kirk.
And of course, we've seen Captain Kirk since year one, back when he played for the Oshawa Powers.
Also, no less, also Clifford Klinska is one of my favorites.
Yep, you've always said that as well.
He's back this season, which is really nice.
Absolutely. He brings a lot of leadership to this Halifax team.
And he's got double-digit scoring tonight, 10 points to go along with 7 dimes. He's hit 2 triples, so your boy putting in some work, Alex.
Have a good eye sometimes.
That's right. Kevin Loisel has not played in this game. If any folks are asking, Clifford Clinkscale's working at that point guard spot.
And I believe Loisel needs 6 to register for the playoffs, so this puts him in a prime position for the postseason.
Yep, and an offensive foul going to be called against Clinkscales.
You know what I want to do, Alex? I got a great idea. Check it out.
Tell
so
me.
You're going to bring in that picture of you with the hair. We're going to
Yes.
get some 8x11
It's pretty
glossies.
bad.
You're going to sign them.
Yes.
And I'm going to give a few away on Kobe's Corner, and we're going to give them to some fans for the
Okay.
broadcast. Are you down with that?
I'm okay.
Okay. I
I'll
think it's
bring-
a great idea.
I'll bring it.
Alex with a massive mullet from the 80s autographed.
Chris Commons can't get it to fall. Ronaldo Dixon, who had just been called for the offensive foul with that rebound. Here's Clinkscales. 3-point deficit. They can tie it here.
Ooh.
Shane Gibson with a fantastically quick move and gets to the rack and makes it a 1-point game. We
30 points in the paint for Halifax. They're starting to really exploit that Express interior defense, which is collapsing a little bit here in the third quarter.
Alex Johnson giving it inside to Chris Commons. Spins to the baseline, loses the basketball. Clinkscales spotting up is Shane Gibson. He can't get it to fall. Chris Commons crashing the boards there.
Great rebound there by number 24.
Robinson. Robinson puts up a shot, got the contact, no foul call. Ronaldo Dixon draws the foul against Chris Commons. So on one side, can't get a call. Some pretty good defense there. Not to foul after the shot. And there, just a good job of creating one, getting in a one-on-one situation and drawing the contact.
Brandon Robinson and Kirk Williams Jr. both playing with 3 fouls.
Sorry. Brandon Bowdry, number 2, not Ronaldo Dixon, pardon me. Bowdry at the line. Ooh, splits the pair. But that makes it a tie game, 67 up here with under 3 minutes to go here in the third. Well, we got some Black Eyed Peas going on the PA here. You know it's a good time.
Been a great game thus far. I'm expecting an exciting finish.
Let's get it started. Shaquille Keith off the glass, no good. In transition, Brandon Bowdry with a beautiful finish, getting around the defender, Chris Commons.
Yeah, Shaquille Keith got caught up behind the play as he hit the deck. Left at Windsor shorthanded.
Johnson, hesitation dribble, foul line. And a foul going to be called away from the ball. I want to say that's going to be called against Johnson. So Brandon Robinson heads to the bench. Billy Rush checks into the game. Windsor down 2, 69-67. 2:07 left in the third. Johnson over to Keith. Putting an isolation play. Bowdry over to Johnson. No one home. And he can't get it to follow. Billy Rush tried to go up with the follow-up slam. Billy White with a humongous dunk.
He's got 16 and another transition bucket for the Halifax Hurricanes, who are just attacking the express rim.
And he threw that down with authority and quickly. He got around that defender.
Yep.
And he threw it down with authority.
Or as Carmen would say, with authority.
Authority. Respect my authority.
He's had a great game. He's perfect from the field, Brett. 6 of 6. 2 of 2 from downtown. He's got 3 assists, 5 boards. We're seeing these bigs with just showing off some great ball facilitation.
And he knocks down the free throw. I'd say he's having himself a pretty good game. Billy White goes to the bench now. The Express down 5 points now, less than 2 minutes to go here in the third.
And the Hurricanes now with 34 points in the paint to the Express's 18. At one point, that number was almost dead even. But Windsor, they ain't going nowhere, having themselves a great game.
Just like a steel mill in Springfield, everybody dance now is going to get everyone pumped here. Maurice Bolden with a 3, no good.
Looking to replicate some of last night's magic.
And throwing that ball away, Justin Johnson. Good job from Alex Johnson to disrupt that play, make that turnover happen.
Because I believe Dixon had a lane there to the rim, and it might have been another easy 2 points.
Superman over to Billy Rush. Quick pass inside to Chris Commons. Billy Rush with a big assist there for the Express on a Chris Commons bucket. Forearm shiver, yep, Brandon Bowdry. That's 2 offensive fouls called against the big man from Eastern Michigan. Shaquille Keith doing a good job planting his feet and taking that contact. We know Shaquille Keith's got the beef, 230 pounds.
And the speed to go with that beef.
Where's the beef? Chris Commons in for 3. No good. Maurice Bolden ripping away. No. Mike Glover with the board. Justin Johnson. Weaving his way in. Quick pass to Ronaldo Dixon, and he scores. 5-point lead again for Halifax.
Dixon with 7 on the night and another 2 in the paint for the Hurricanes.
Keith gets the ball poked away by Bowdry. Bolden with the inbound.
Windsor needs a bucket here, Brett.
In the corner, Billy Rush.
Big
3-ball.
Oh, we talked about it getting going for him. Will we see some of the domino effect? Billy Rush with his second 3-pointer of the night.
Bowdry with less than 10 seconds to go in the frame goes up in the middle of the key and scores. 5, 4, 3, 2. Nope, not in time. So lack of awareness for the Windsor Express there on that play. But it is only a 4-point deficit at the end of 3. When we return, more fourth quarter action here at the WFCU Center. Windsor Express and Halifax Hurricanes. I feel like I'm in high school again. Sandstorm is running wild. Darude's Classic is the theme heading into the fourth quarter here at the WFCU Center, and the Windsor Express are hoping to put up a sandstorm over the Halifax Hurricanes, perhaps, Kobe. Trailing by 4 with 12 minutes to go here.
Nicely played,
in
Brett.
regulation. The king of the segue.
Well, they need to cut things off at the rim, and I think that's really the key to them winning this game, as Halifax really having their way in the paint, certainly in the transition game.
12 minutes to go here in regulation. Windsor down 76-72. Thanks for joining us everywhere around the world, folks, on Knockstrom.tv. Did he count that? No.
I don't think
Alex
so.
Johnson making a nice play there, but unfortunately the bucket does not count. It will garner a foul, however.
Windsor behind by just 4 points as we're fourth quarter now underway.
Mobo on the interior. Yep, couldn't find that soft spot on the D. Billy Rush was open for a second. Billy Rush spinning, driving. Oh, he just can't get it to fall. Tony Bennett got halfway up his seat. Unfortunately for Billy Rush, he couldn't finish.
I like the shot. It was an athletic play.
Yeah. Billy Rush finding himself a little bit here tonight for the Express. I believe 7 points today. 6 points for Billy Rush on 2 threes. Mike Glover draws a foul. That's going to go against Maurice. Maurice Bolden. His first personal foul of the game. Haven't seen a whole lot of Mobo this afternoon, or this evening. Theo Davis checks into the game for Commons. Johnson, the trigger man, gets it over to Shane Gibson. Steps inside the three-point line, knocks it down, striping it today. Shane Gibson.
15 points now on the night, just inside the three-point line, like you said, but a dead-eye shooter from anywhere on the floor.
6-point lead for Halifax. Billy Rush with the basketball. Over to Shaq. Crossing over, gets inside the three-point line, kicks it back out. That ball is deflected. Shane Gibson stepped out of bounds after he grabbed it, so it's going to be Windsor basketball. Luckily for them, So,
Commons getting some rest. I believe that's the right time.
yeah, early in the fourth for sure. Got to get some time in.
Because we've seen what lineup was really working for them tonight. And that was the 5 that they came out with. A little bit of a smaller lineup, but 5 guys that just play so well together. And this is a time where Tony Bennett, is a guy that will step up.
Tony Bennett has his shot blocked away from Ronaldo Dixon.
Windsor will retain possession, just 3 on the shot clock.
So with Kirk Williams Jr., Sharon Collins, Brandon Robinson, and Chris Commons on the bench, the leadership's got to come from Tony Bennett here. Billy Rush with a big dunk there.
What a fantastic play by the Express, and Theo Davis finds the open man.
And some aggressiveness from Billy Rush there as he threw down that bucket. He's got the size, he's a tall guy. He's got the ups, he's got the quickness. And now you're seeing it.
And now you're seeing some confidence.
So Glover gets hammered on his way to the basket. That one's going to go against Maurice.
I like the foul there, Brett. You got to
foul.
punish them at the rim. You can't let Halifax have their way there because they're finishing everything.
Make them earn it at the free throw line.
So I like it.
The guys, with 1 minute to go on London Lightning 124, Orangeville 93.
That's a statement game right there, and the London Lightning are no joke.
Snow joke. The last game of the regular season will be against London for Windsor. That'll be on April 30th. And I think Knockstrom.tv is going on the road for that one.
Road trip.
That'll be the night after our last home game of the regular season.
No roadies, Brett.
Against Niagara.
I'm down.
Let's go. 5-point game. Glover splitting the pair. 79-74. Tony Bennett with a big 3. Oh, can't get it to fall. Rattled out. Easy bucket for Ronaldo Dixon. No, just too far was the pass.
Windsor gets a break there.
Yeah, big break for sure. That transition game's been huge for Halifax tonight.
Off Windsor misses, and they'll just be able to break out into the open court and finish at the rim.
Offensive foul, Justin Johnson. Tony Bennett once again.
So we talk about going back to the third quarter. It was the third, I believe.
Yes.
Tony Bennett drew an offensive foul, and that helped ignite that 11-1 run. Let's see what this leadership can do now here for the Windsor Express.
We've gotten a big performance from Billy Rush. Let's see if they can trim the deficit further. It's 5 right now. Alex Johnson kicks it out. Maurice Bolden, nope, they back off of him. And he can't get it to fall. Alex Johnson battling for that rebound. He just can't grab it. Tony Bennett fouls him. Fouls Klingscales in transition. And he goes down hard. And he's good to go.
He has not shot any free throws tonight, but he is having a great game. And Klingscales only a 65% free throw shooter.
Bolden checks out. Chris Commons checks back in. Only 2 players haven't seen the floor tonight are Rudolph Jolly and Denny McDonald, 2 rookie forwards for their club. So just goes to show how deep these teams are going. Try and pull out this victory. Trailing by 5 points right now, and Klingscales at the line. Klingscales knocks down the first, makes it an even 6-point game.
Halifax only has 1 player dressed that hasn't scored at least 1 point, and that is Bennerman. They're going deep into that bench to try to steal one in Windsor.
And Klingscales knocks both down, makes it a 7-point lead. 81-74. Windsor looking to respond. Low post, no. Johnson's got to throw it to the other side. Billy Rush driving, kicking in the corner. Johnson for 3. Does not get the bounce. Ooh. Bowdry gave a screen, and Klingscales scores.
He's got 12 points, Brett, 8 assists. He averages just over 6 a night, so this is quite the offensive output for number 12, the only returning player for the Halifax Hurricanes.
Tony Bennett gives it over to Commons, gets it back. Going to work on offense, trying to make something happen. They're down by 9. Quick pass, Billy Rush. Wow, for 3, Tony Bennett. What a play. I've never seen that kind of play before, but
Man.
Justin Johnson lines it up, no good. Rebound.
And Tony
by
Bennett with the board. Huge bucket, then a big rebound.
Bennett, 83-77, Windsor trails. And a reach and foul going to be called against Justin Johnson. Smart series of plays led by Tony Bennett.
And he's been doing it all night long, all season long with the leadership.
All career long.
He
here in
is
the
so
NBL.
much fun to watch.
And it's always fun watching this team come back from deficits. This year we've seen them do it multiple times as opposed to years prior. And it's been a lot of fun, but unfortunately it takes them a lot of energy to come back.
Indeed.
Sometimes they've come up short. Billy Rush lining up a 3-ball, no good. So the line is good. He was just off the heel on that one. And he was well beyond the 3-point line. So Billy Rush feeling good today.
I like the shots he's been taking.
Clinkscales working his way inside that key. Drawing that contact and going back to the free throw line. He's a gamer, and that's for sure.
14 points, 8 dimes. Like I said, only turns the ball over twice a game, just over a steal. Does a lot for you out of the guard spot.
7:52 remaining in the fourth quarter. Thanks to all of our fans joining us from across Canada and around the world.
The Express have 2 players right now currently with 20 points, Chris Commons and Brandon Robinson. Also Tony Bennett with 11, 3 players in double digits. For the Hurricanes, Billy White with 17, Shane Gibson with 15, and Clifford Clinkscales, the dude we were just talking about, 14.
The dude abides.
Dude, where's my car?
Brett, Mitch, just to welcome our new viewers that just are coming from the game London Lightning Orange Blaze.
Yes, thank you for joining
that
us.
That game
Crossover.
is finished, and so they are joining us.
Yes, thank you to all of our folks, fans joining us after the completion of the London Lightning and the St. John Millrats Island Storm game. We hope you enjoyed your view on Knockstrom.tv too.
The expansion family.
That's right. Clinkscales splits the pair, makes it a 7-point game once again. 7:50 to go here. Windsor looking to respond here. Pass nearly turned over. Chris Commons in the low post. Working against Mike Glover, and he knocks it off of his own shin. Quick to get the ball up the floor. Mike Glover. He's a large man. And he draws a foul on that one. Quick spin move there. Got Theo Davis on his hip, and he draws the foul.
He's also a fantastic basketball player and could be a double-double alert here if he makes both free throws. Well, close anyway. He's got 6 points, 11 boards. Done a great job tonight, Brett.
And it's really been that trio of forwards for Halifax that has done a majority of the bruising tonight. Actually, we'll call it 4. We've got Kyle Hunt, Brandon Bowdry, Ronaldo Dixon, of course, the man at the free throw line, Mike Glover.
Our fans are asking how Mike Glover is doing.
Mike Glover is, like we said, doing very well.
6 points, 11 boards. Putting in work.
He is a big man. Having a big game here in his first visit to the WFCU Center. Like we said, Clifford Clinkscale is the only player who has been here before, so this is a big opportunity for a lot of players.
It's a brand new group. Same city, and just another awesome group of guys here.
Big 3, no, off the heel. Commons with another board. Over to Collins. Collins working to his left. Turns it over. And Chris Commons has to commit the foul.
And that is his 4th, but didn't want to give up 2 at the rack as the Hurricanes already with 40 points in the paint. And then the 7-point lead, 6:41 left in the 4th and final quarter.
Kirk Williams Jr. checking into the game. So does Alex Johnson. Bowdry misses the first free throw, so Commons commits the good foul there. And he misses both, and it's a great foul. So giving up a foul for exchange for 2 misses, the Express have a chance to trim this deficit. And who better? Oh, doesn't get the roll there, but Kirk Williams Jr. with an offensive rebound. No call on a foul.
The Express want to take advantage of the Hurricanes' free throw shooting, 14 and 23 for 60%. They're usually up at 77% a night.
The ball tipped up, turned over. Wasn't the best pass, and he got batted around there, and it ends up in Windsor's possession. Bennett working around a Chris Commons screen. Gets it back. Chris Commons out of his reach. Gives it over to Robinson. Crossing over. Step 3. Yes!
Windsor's 15th triple of the night. All game long, Brett, they've hit a big bomb when they've needed it. Brandon Robinson with another beautiful bucket. 23 points on the night. 8 boards, 4 assists. That will prompt a timeout.
Yep, it's 85-80 in favor of Halifax. We're going to take a quick break. When we return, more of fourth quarter action here on Knockstrom.tv. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Fourth quarter action. 5:42 remaining here in the fourth quarter between Halifax and Windsor. The Hurricanes up 5 points over the hometown Express. Halifax looking to solidify their 25th victory of the season, whereas a victory for Windsor tonight would crack the 20-win mark for the 3rd straight year. Oh, Mike Glover just got robbed by the rim.
And a well-defended play there for the Windsor Express. And that's exactly how they got to do things down low on the defensive end.
Chris Commons working his way inside the key. Mike Glover making a nice play there. Clink Scales.
Tony Bennett was looking to draw an offensive foul there. Ref not having it.
Yep, Chris Commons looking for a call on the previous play too.
Express foul number 32, Kirk Williams Jr., his 4th personal.
That's Kirk's fourth, so he's got to be careful moving forward later into the fourth quarter. 5:03 to go. Halifax still with a 5-point lead, 85-80.
Commons and Kirk Williams Jr. with 4 fouls.
Kobe, why wouldn't it let me like your status?
What? I deleted it.
Clinkscale's knocking it down, making some big plays at the point guard spot for the Hurricanes tonight.
More than doubling up his points per game average on the season. On top of that, the 8 helpers. He's been really good in the backcourt tonight for the Halifax Hurricanes as he cans the second free throw.
7-point lead for the Hurricanes.
So it's really crunch time here for the Express. Lots of time left, but they really do need a bucket.
Mo buckets. Robinson lines it up. Oh, off the mark. That's 2 threes in a row now. He's had good lines, just rimmed out. 4:40 to go. Clinkscales gets a high screen from Glover. Steps into a 3 off the front rim.
Windsor can't give up any offensive boards here. Chris Commons did a good job on the box out to secure that board.
Kirk Williams Jr. crossing over, and they're going to call offensive foul.
So
A little bit under control, but a little bit out of control. But that is his 5th foul, like he said. Unfortunate. Had a full head of steam, though. Got to give credit to Mike Glover for planting his feet and taking that charge.
Halifax has done a good job here down the stretch, not really allowing Windsor to close this gap, not to a point where it's dangerous anyway. Very poison executed effort tonight from this entire team.
So Theo Davis checks in, Kirk Williams Jr. checks out. Press is broken. Mike Glover down low has to be fouled by Theo Davis. So that will send Mike Glover back to the free throw line with 4:20 remaining here in the fourth.
A place where he is 3 of 6 on the night, 7 points, 13 boards. It's been a terror in the paint.
He misses the first, much to the delight of Windsor Express fans.
And the Halifax Hurricanes now are 16 of 27 from the free throw line, right around 60%, 17% below their per game average. So I like that the Express are putting them on the line here, not giving them anything easy at the rim.
Yeah, nothing easy. It's worked earlier throughout the fourth. And Glover gets his own offensive rebound, and he has
back to the line.
Back to the free throw line. He bailed him out.
He almost sighed. He's like, man, I don't want to go back to the free throw line.
So Clifford Clinkscales gathering his troops there, telling them what they need to do to close out this game. They're up by 7 now over a tough and resilient Windsor Express squad. And you can't give them too much area to come back, Kobe.
Absolutely not. All it takes at the WFCU Center is a big bucket or a big defensive play. And there goes the momentum, and Windsor can go on a run. So the slow, methodical picking apart of the Express, I think, is the way that the Halifax Hurricanes want to go at about closing this game out.
And they're going to need to figure it out pretty quick. 4:17, they're down by 9. Bill Jones calls timeout, and he and his assistants got to figure it out real soon. 24-9, the Halifax Hurricanes this year, and you're seeing why. Very resilient squad that doesn't give up very many big runs. I believe the biggest run that we saw was an 11-1 run, and they quickly calmed things down and weathered the storm, so to speak.
And most of the game, the rebound battle was very close. So Halifax has pulled away. They've got 41 rebounds to Windsor's 30. So they're plus 11 right now, Brett, on the boards. So that's a good number for them. But, you point towards the points in the paint. Halifax 40, Windsor 20, and I think that's really been the biggest factor. Along with the bench scoring, Halifax 25, Windsor 12.
And, of course, the St. John Millrats defeating the Island Storm tonight 102 98-93. Anthony Anderson leading the way with 25 points and 9 assists. Agent AA.
That guy's awesome. Just flat out awesome.
Of course, Gabe Freeman, 10 rebounds, and let's go over-under on how many blocks Anthony Stover had tonight.
Are you for me to guess?
I'm asking you because it's a great number.
5.
8 blocks.
I was
8
gonna
blocks
go.
for Anthony Stover
I was
tonight.
gonna go higher, but 5 would have been really a lot.
Yeah, 5 is extraordinary, but this is Anthony Stover we are talking about.
Throwing a nightly block party.
I was really disappointed that we didn't get a chance to see him when the St. John Millrats were in town.
As was I.
As Mike Glover disrupts the inbound but knocks it out of bounds.
Who knows though? Maybe in the playoffs.
Perhaps in the playoffs.
Hey guys, quick shout to Lisa O, Dave King, Mike Towson, Chris Albert, and Mike Towson said I talked to Chris Commons to put something on the post, to put him on the post. I can't do that now, working. Thank you guys.
Crew love.
Crew love.
Here at Knoxford Digital Media Corp. Alex taking over the world.
Brandon Robinson draws a foul as he entered the three-point line. I believe that's going to go against.
The lead ballooned now to 9, and the clock dwindling to 3:57, but still lots of time left.
8-point deficit, 4 minutes to go.
Been a bit of a scoring drought here for Windsor.
Commons looking to stop the drought, and he does.
No offensive foul call. Picks up his dribble. Little tap off the backboard. Huge bucket.
All you got to do is just tap it in. Just tap it in.
Chris Commons been the best player on the floor tonight for the Windsor Express. IMO, of course.
IMO. So 7-point deficit. They need to stop here on defense. Clifford Clinkscale swings it over to Bowdry. Bowdry in the corner for Billy White. He's shown off his length and athleticism earlier. There it goes. Quick spin move and scoring at the rack.
Right back to the painted area go the Halifax Hurricanes.
Brandon Robinson rising, shooting. Can't get it to fall. In the fourth quarter, he's had some struggles.
And all 3 of the last misses were so close.
2 from 3 and that one from mid-range. Could be your deficit killer right there.
Clock is a ticking.
2:45.
Up and
beautiful.
in.
Beautiful play from Clinkscales to Mike Glover. Extend the lead to 11 points, 93-82. Windsor's running out of time.
Clinkscales having himself a night.
Bennett for 3. Yes. Knocks it down. You got to start somewhere.
That's the 3rd time he's hit a monster shot or made a big play for the Windsor Express at a time when they most desperately needed it.
Kirk Williams Jr. going to come back into the game. Windsor down 8. Clinkscales uses a Mike Glover screen, uses a bevy of Mike Glover screens. Weaving his way in the key, and he finds his man right underneath the basket for a bucket.
Post to post all night long. I'll get the Halifax fans caught up here real quick on some stats. We got a couple double-doubles here. Clifford Clinkscales, 17 points, 10 assists. And Mike Glover, 11 points, 14 big boards. Shane Gibson with 15, Billy White with 19.
10-point game. 1:56 to go. Johnson over to Commons. Lines it up and knocks it down. It's good. They're going to call a foul away from the ball. They're going to say the foul is good. The foul is going to go against Shane Gibson away from the basketball. So that just kicks things up a little bit.
Oh, it certainly does. It's Gibson's 4th. It's another huge bucket for the Express. It's really been the trio of Commons, Robinson, and Bennett that have been doing it all night long.
Commons lining it up from 3. No. Giving it off to Johnson. Gets it back to Commons. Top of the key. No. Tony Bennett with the offensive rebound, though.
What a board.
And he loses it. Alex Johnson keeps it in. From the corner. No. Oh. What a play. 7-point deficit. Halifax has the ball. Clink Scales putting the ball in the freezer, as my good friend would say. To his left, leave it for Glover. Interior pass to Billy White. Can't get around the Express defense. Here's Brandon Robinson. Over to Tony Bennett. Lines up a three in transition. No off the heel. And a foul has got to go to Chris Commons. They've been in position. They've had the chances to knock down the shots. They've just been off by a millimeter.
No shortage of effort. You know, they gave themselves a chance here, and I think that's what's most important, at least when you're looking at the effort here. And Tony Bennett's done so much tonight. Just maybe running out of gas here at the end of the game.
Yeah, Chris Commons had a good look. Tony Bennett had a good look. Brandon Robinson's had good looks throughout the quarter. And Clifford Clinkscales missed that one. So, worst case, Windsor's down by 8 with 1:01 to go.
And props to both teams here tonight. Great basketball. Putting on a fantastic product on the court for fans.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. If this was an NBL Canada Finals preview, I would be a very happy man.
We've seen great three-point shooting, some exciting plays. Clifford Clinkscales drains the second.
Ice in his veins.
Maybe someone needs to channel their inner Tracy McGrady here. 9 points in 10 seconds.
In the corner, Gibson knocks it away. 53 seconds to go. Windsor still down 8. So they got to get a quick bucket here. Make sure to stay tuned, folks, for the post-game report with Aaron Sanders and Jeremy James. Back to Tony. It's
there
good.
It is.
You got to get one.
Love
They're down by 5.
And you love the play call there. A little touch pass back to Tony Bennett.
The Christian Leitner play. Oh, Kirk Williams Jr. disrupted it and won. Wow. You thought he might have picked off that pass, but Billy White doesn't need much time, and he slams it home with another big and one basket.
48 points in the paint here for the Halifax Hurricanes. And that's where they've done a majority of their damage.
In that transition game, taking advantage of turnovers and making plays like that has been a big reason why the Halifax Hurricanes are poised to take a victory here over the Windsor Express tonight.
They've been a step quicker, Brett, on the break. You talked about the transition game, and they're just getting out into the open floor, and the passing is so good.
7-point game still, and a foul against Clifford Clinkscales, very far away from the basket. So that's going to stop the clock. I'm sure he had one to give because we're not going to the free throw line. 43 seconds to go.
Windsor 40% from the three-point line, 18 made tonight.
Bennett over to Robinson. Draws the foul. 35 ticks to go.
So Bill Jones and company making good use of the clock here.
So B. Rob goes to the free throw line. He's had himself a good game, but in the fourth quarter he's been a little bit snake bit. From the three-point line anyway.
He's 2 of 4 from the line now. Typically one of the best free throw shooters in the league. This one ever so important.
Misses. Offensive rebound opportunity. No, they're going to call foul. No. So he could have been within 5. And could have been different if they had gotten the O board there. But
or a shame there. Yeah, I guess that would have been the best case scenario, obviously. 33 ticks left, down by 6.
At the line number 32, Billy White.
Billy White to the free throw line.
He's 3 of 6 here tonight for 50%, but he does have 21 points.
Ooh.
Make her 22.
Like butter. Looking to crack the century mark here. Knocks it down. 23 points from Billy White tonight. That's 100-92. 33 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter.
Could that be the final nail in the coffin? We will find out.
Of course, it's been a fantastic game. It's been a great night here at the WFCU Center. it is ladies' night, so a big thank you to all the female supporters of this league is the theme of the game tonight. And of course, we always appreciate all fans who enjoy the live stream and of course on Knockstrom.tv. And of course, we want you to check out our post-game report with Aaron Sanders and Jeremy James. And of course, the next time we will be here is April 29th, the last regular season home game for the Windsor Express against the Niagara River Lions. Yes, Kobe, yes. They're going away next weekend.
Another break. How will I deal with it? What will I do with myself? I want to get fans, Windsor fans, Halifax fans caught up on some Express numbers real quick. Tony Bennett, 17 points, 6 of 13 from the field, 5 of 11 from downtown, 3 assists and 2 rebounds. Brandon Robinson, 24 points, 8 of 16 from the field, 6 of 11 from downtown, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. And last but not least, my man, number 24, Chris Commons, 9 of 17 from the field, 4 of 9 from downtown. All 3 of those guys killing it from the three-point line.
Absolutely.
He has 25 points, 7 boards, 3 assists. Stellar night for some players from the Windsor Express contributing in multiple categories.
And of course, happy birthday to Cameron, the 6-year-old daughter of Chris Commons, celebrating her birthday today with her mother Kiara and her baby brother and sister, Chris Jr. and Caden.
Daddy crushing it from the three-point line.
Johnson for 3. No good. 28 ticks to go, 100 to 92. And of course, you never like to see our team lose, but this Halifax Hurricanes team is legit. We've been talking about how good this team is all year when we've talked on the podcast, and we've read these highlights and done all this. But
yeah, outside the day is beautiful, but inside the WFCU, a hurricane came, and everything is darkness.
Everything is darkness.
They're a plus 7.7 for a reason.
Yeah, and they're just about that margin of victory here tonight, right?
And this is why they're able to close, and that's really what that number tells me.
Mike Glover makes it a 9-point game. So still 28 seconds to go. Alex Johnson in the game for Windsor. Up the floor in a hurry, over to TB for 3, yes.
This guy is unbelievable.
So now Halifax has to call timeout to advance the ball from the baseline to the half-court line.
There is
6-point game.
There's no quit in number 5.
Never.
I can tell you off the top of my head, 5 occasions tonight where he has come up clutch.
But it seems as though the next 21 seconds are going to need to be extra clutch for the Express to make anything happen. Thanks, guys. Yeah, we just got a nice shout out from the PA announcers as I'm wearing my beautiful blue shirt here. Of course.
Well, at least we're standing. We're into the game.
Yeah.
Like the rest of the crowd.
That's right.
It's been just a fantastic performance by both sides, right down to the wire. No quit for the Express, like we said. Tony Bennett buries a long triple to keep hope alive.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the kind of mentality that this team has always had. And it's good that they're solidifying that mentality and the way that they're going to grind out into the last second as the playoffs approach.
Well, it speaks of resiliency. In these moments, no quit. Being down, these times you can, just let go and try to get the clock to run out, but not this Windsor Express team. Their fight, there's a lot of fight in the dog.
And of course, Windsor's task does not get any easier. Next week, they've got to go and play St. John and Halifax. So nothing easy.
Well, they split. If they lose this game, they split the pair here against 2 very, very good East Coast teams.
So another timeout has been called. Don't know if that was offense or defense that called it. But anyway, it's good that these teams are being thorough and of course, when you're a coach, you don't want to take any situation for granted in a professional basketball game.
information.
Like we said, folks, Windsor Express playoff packages are on sale. You can visit windsorexpress.ca for ticket information. And of course, visit all of your your local team sites for ticket information as well. Everyone should be getting into playoff mode now. We've got 5 or 6 games left to go, but everyone can just smell it, Kobe. The playoffs are in the air.
Yep. I'm looking at the standings now, and the Niagara River Lions only 3 games behind the Express. They're going on the road, and most likely, we don't know, we'll maybe lose tonight. So things are closer than they appear.
Nearly a turnover off of the inbounds play. Billy White had 3 Express players around him.
Express foul to number 5, Tony Bennett is the 4th personal.
Billy White extends the lead.
I'm looking down at a bag of arena popcorn, and my stomach is grumbling. Have you ever had the WFCU Center popcorn? Oh yeah, that's right. You eat half of mine every time I buy it.
That's Alex. I always have a handful. Going up the
Thanks,
floor
Mitch.
off the miss. Tony Bennett rising and shooting off the front rim. Glover over to Chris Commons, the loose ball. He draws a foul. 9 seconds to go. Windsor down by 7. 95-102, and Chris Commons going to go to the free throw line. 9 ticks.
It's my favorite number right there, Brett. Number 9. Maybe it'll be lucky here. Something crazy will happen.
Misses the first free throw. And he splits the pair. 102-96. Crazier things have happened, but Shane Gibson gets fouled on the inbound there. And we will go back to the free throw line for Halifax. So Shane Gibson going to the free throw line. He had himself quite the game from the on the offensive side of the ball. Killer from the three-point line. And looking to seal the deal from the free throw line. He had him for the Halifax Hurricanes. Ooh, and he misses. Okay. So he knocks down the second, makes it a 7-point game, and that's going to prompt another timeout from head coach Bill Jones. We found love in a... Nine seconds to go. 7 points separate Halifax and Windsor. Tony Bennett has knocked down a plethora of threes here in the 2-minute drill. But Windsor needs 2 more. Johnson, 5-4. Chris Commons with a 3 off the front rim. That is the ball game, folks. 103-96. The Halifax Hurricanes take their league leading best record and come away with a victory at the WFCU Center. From everyone here at Knoxstrom.tv, we'd like to thank you for joining us today for our production of Windsor Express basketball. Jeremy James and Aaron Sanders have the post-game report. Emily Rubinski, Shay Rochelle, Alex De Romero, and Kobe K. I'm Brett Hedges saying thanks again for joining us, and let's send it over to the Knoxstrom post-game report with Aaron and Jeremy. Take it away, folks. Have a nice night.
Thank you, gentlemen. Windsor Express, after being much up by 4 points at halftime, they drop a tough one right here at the WFCU Center, 103-96 against the Halifax Hurricanes. Knoxstrom postgame starts right now. Back with you is Aaron Sanders alongside Jeremy James, and we were talking a little bit during the second half, and you said it was a bit of a breakdown for the Windsor Express. Can you elaborate on that, please?
It was a breakdown due to the fact that the Windsor Express did not continue to do what they did in the first half in terms of catching up to the Halifax Hurricanes to gain the lead. They were doing certain things that were making them get the lead or making them play well, such as going inside, such as attacking, such as passing the ball. When it came to the second half, they lost all credibility of that.
It was the tempo thing, too. Windsor tried to pick up on Halifax's tempo, which is one thing you can't do. If you really want to elaborate yourself and try to get yourself out there, you really got to stay on your own tempo, even though if you're down by 9 or something. I mean, the tempo, as long as you go by your own pace and not try to feel intimidated, you know that's how you win. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. And I seen a couple of Windsor Express players on the court really dejected and really frustrated. It feels like Halifax was winning the mind games this evening.
Yeah, you definitely saw it on the court. The players like Chris Common and Robinson complaining, running around the court feeling as if they were not getting the calls they wanted. But as a player, you don't want to get your opponent to feel that way or to know that you feel that way. Absolutely.
It's a poker face for a better term thereof. So 103-96 is the final. Halifax Hurricanes, they now move up to 25-9. Unfortunately for the Windsor Express, they are now 19-17, which is pretty crucial for them because considering that now since London won, they're 23-13. Windsor Express are exactly 4 games behind London, and funny enough, the magic number is 4 for the Express. That's how many games they have left in the season, so it's pretty hard now to get home court advantage, considering if the tiebreaker procedure does happen, Windsor has won more times against London than anything else, but like I said before, it's going to be a crucial stretch for the Express.
For the Windsor Express to get the number 1 seed is going to be hard. But at the end of the day, it's not about the seeding. It's about how you're playing. If the Windsor Express go into the playoffs with the number 2 seed and they're playing consistent and they're playing strong, having the number 1 seed won't be a problem.
I couldn't agree with you more. We'll break down the final stats for you. Field goal percentage. Halifax was almost 55% from the field compared to Windsor's 42%. And I think the field was the key thing because Halifax kept on dishing it out inside, intimidating Windsor on their inside offense and defense. It really killed the Express the most. You see the rebounds were a key factor, 46-35 rather, Hurricanes. Wow. And the player of the game for Halifax is none other than Billy White. He collected 24 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists, a crucial element to the victory. Like I said, despite them being down by 4. Now for the Express, Chris Commons, player of the game, averaged a double-double, 26 points, 10 rebounds. I mean, despite him being a little bit frustrated in the closing moments of the game, he really dishes it out, as most of them call it Mr. Dependable. Your thoughts on Chris Commons tonight?
He played a great game. He tried to emulate the Halifax Hurricanes a little bit in terms of shooting outside the arc, but other than that, great game.
Absolutely.
And letting his frustrations out also kind of cost the team as well.
But then again, it just goes to show how much passion all these players have for the game. Passion, heart, the heart and soul. They're all good heart and souls out there, good sports, and they put out a good game, but unfortunately did not go their way as they dropped to 19-17. We have out-of-town scores for you. 2 games in the books, and compared to 3, the Orangeville A's and the London Lightning. London won that by 32 by the final score of 129-97. London, like I said before, 23-13 now, still in first place in the Central Division. Deshaun Patterson finished with 25 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists. As for Orangeville, it's like a Christmas date record. They have 12-25 right now this season. 4 games to go for them. Eric Copes, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. It's been a crucial and a tough season for the Orangeville A's, but they still show heart. But when you go into the Bud Gardens, you have to keep in mind that you have to play on your own tempo, but unfortunately it did not go for that in Orangeville's way. So London won that by 32. And one more game, the Island Storm, the St. John Millrats. Millrats won that by 9, 102-93. This was the second and final game of a home-and-home series. And I'm going to right a wrong right here, give a shout-out to a great Island Storm fan, Lisa Oronic. I hope I said that right. But the Island Storm, they dropped to 12-23 this season. They are 2-3 in April, as I mentioned, and St. John moves up to 22-14, 4-2 in the month of April.
And
so
that is who we're playing next game as well.
Absolutely, great segue. Now the schedule is pretty tough. I mentioned the Windsor Express have to win 4 straight in order to tie London for first place in the Central Division, but it may not be as easy as expected. They play against the St. John Millrats at St. John's on the 22nd. And then 2 days later, they play against the Halifax Hurricanes once again at Halifax. So 2 pretty crucial games. What do you think the Express have to do now coming out of this loss and try to prepare for these next 2 road games?
You have to stick to what they do in terms of knowing, having a pattern, having a team play that they usually go by. As we saw today with the Halifax game, we saw how they try to emulate Halifax. Stick to what you know. Stick to Bill Jones' script, and you'll be fine.
Absolutely. So the 22nd, they're at St. John. The 24th, they're at Halifax. But their next home game, we'll be back with you with that on the 29th against the Niagara River Lions. And they are a tough team in the Central Division. I mean, you have great players like Sammy Zaglinski, Logan Stutz. I mean, that's a dynamic duo most people would talk about. But the River Lions, they have to win this game at home to secure some sort of home court advantage. And it may not be as easy as expected, but winning 3 or 4 might really boost up their confidence in the playoffs.
Without a doubt, anytime you win, you get confidence. It makes you feel that you're doing what's right. Therefore, winning will definitely be the route they want to go with.
So, road trip for the Windsor Express, St. John, and then Halifax. 2 great games, but we'll be back with you for another installment of the Windsor Express on Knoxstrom.tv on the 29th, where the Niagara River Lions will come to town at the WFCU Center, and we look forward to that, and we look forward to having the pleasure of your company for you as always. Once again, the final score, the Windsor Express, the Windsor Express lose it 103-96 over from the Halifax Hurricanes. Your final thoughts, Jeremy?
Well, like a loss is obviously very hard, but it's about how you bounce back. It's about how you make it, how you go forward. And I'd like to give a quick shout out to my family in Brampton, Ontario, watching me today. Love you guys.
And great shout-outs and support as always. That's what it comes to most, the family. The Windsor Express is family, and they're going to unite once again when they go on the road for the 2 games.
Definitely.
So Windsor Express unfortunately dropped this tough one, but there's a lot more games to go. 4 more games left in the season, folks. It doesn't get as intense as that, so we invite you to join in once again on the 29th when the Express play against the River Lions. This has been a presentation of Knoxstrom Digital Media, producing the media excellence in the Windsor-Essex County. Until we see you in about 2 weeks' time on the 29th, for JJ, Jeremy James, this be Aaron Sanders saying so long from the Rose City.